All right, man. Jason, are you here?
Nope, I am not here. How about you?
I am actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's kick it off here. Welcome to Mintmap Spaces, everybody, on this beautiful Friday again. I think this week was probably a little emotional for a lot of you guys. I mean, we've been going through crazy crypto times. I think just today we saw Bitcoin going from 101 all the way down to 92. I think it bounced back to 97 or something. Um, yeah, crazy times. Jason, do you think it's all Jerome Powell's fault?
central banks run the world still, brother. So yeah, when they said that they were going to tighten interest rates, that definitely wrapped the hand around the neck of the market, so to speak. But yeah, I mean it's pretty funny. Like usually it's a much deeper drop, but it kind of demonstrates the strength of the market right now. There's still a lot of bullish sentiment, but usually this time of the year, I don't know if people pay attention to this stuff, but usually this time of the year, people start to reshape their portfolios, whether they're in the traditional world or not. And so you're going to see selling around this time of the year anyway to go ahead and harvest tax losses or reposition themselves, get ready for the new year. So nothing really too surprising. I think once the inauguration happens and we get a little bit clearer picture of some of the language around what's happening with the crypto legality, that the government's going to be starting to start putting forth some of their guidance. Obviously, we know Bitcoin is already taxed as property, but when we start getting into some of the other things like the ETFs and some of the lesser tokens, having guidance around that's going to really be key. And but it has been fun to watch. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think we're anywhere near the end of this yet. We've got a little ways to go. But yeah, that said, take a couple moments and just go around the room. Jilly, what's up, girl? Good to see you. Bilo, my man Pierre is in the house. STC, the collector of collectors. Rob CQ joining us from across the pond. Good to see you, buddy. Johnny, Julian. If any of you guys want to pop up, we're just going to chat a little bit about what's happening tomorrow, obviously. Maybe chat a little bit about what people are up to going into the holidays and just kind of free flow through things. No pressure, no fuss, no muss. Let's just have a good time. And Alex, back over to you, bud.
Yeah, first regarding the crypto markets, wasn't actually that much fun to watch, as you mentioned, like refreshing my portfolio every 2 hours, losing thousands of bucks. But yeah, as you said, it's probably likely towards the end of the year that we see this, especially if you look at past cycles. One thing I kind of fell over and over again was um, some people talking about the U.S. government like shutting down for some reason. Can you explain that?
It's so funny, man. Like every time we go into this stuff, I feel like it's like a civics lesson. But yeah, not to bore the shit out of everyone with U.S. politics, but basically what happens is every year Congress has to sign off on a budget. And if you're following Elon's handle on X for the past few weeks or what have you, or anyone associated with the new government, these clowns basically put together a 1,500 page document that talked about the budget for the coming year. I mean, 1,500 pages, right? Imagine that. So what they normally do is nobody reads this thing. They just sign it. They give themselves all raises and they give their their cronies and their buddies a big handout or a contract, and everybody goes on about their business, and the country continues to go deeper and further into debt. But what happened this time was Vivek uh, read the thing and then started posting on Twitter about how much pork, in other words, how much spending and how much garbage they included in this budget, right? And of course, that ticked a lot of people off. And so they had to rewrite the law because so many congressmen were feeling pressure from their constituents to not sign this garbage into law and spend all this money. And so basically what happened is when you have this sort of fight in Congress about the spending bill and they don't sign it, then what they do next is they threaten to shut down government as if anyone gives a shit. No one cares if they shut down government. But they'll make this big dog and pony show about it, and you'll have all this screaming back and forth, and they have never ever shut down government for more than for any meaningful length of time. And anytime that they did, when employees came back, they got all their back pay plus. So it's never really had an impact on anything, but it's just a scare tactic to get people to sort of, fall in line and go with the status quo. And fortunately, we've got some people who are resisting the status quo, which is really, really cool to see. I mean, we really do have an opportunity at a second American Revolution, and it's really interesting to see what's going to happen. But that's all that's going on, man. It's just a dog and pony show to try and scare people who aren't paying attention.
Okay, man, got it. So I'm curious to see what happens. What's funny is actually that whenever you see any sort of political news from the United States, you see the degens under there in the comments and asking like, okay, but is that bullish or bearish for my crypto bags? And yeah, that's funny because sometimes you can't really say, like especially when numbers are published or something. I mean, we have the interest rates all the time, CPI and stuff like that, and yeah, sometimes you never know how the market reacts. But as you said, I think we will have to wait for New Year's to see numbers going up again. Jilly, we got you here as well. Great to see you. And I apologize again. I know you haven't been able to send GIFs, but you will be very, very soon. How are you?
Well, I'm super good. I thought I'd pop up and just say, hey, I'm excited for tomorrow. I think we have a really amazing drop. I wanted to comment on the markets as well. This is my second bull run. So, came in probably about this time, well, a little before this time in 2020. And, for the most part, that bull run, I got my ass handed to me. And that's usually, from what I hear, if you're diligent, you get your ass handed to you your first cycle. And then I started kicking some ass in the bear market, to be honest. And I made some good gains there, a couple good plays. And that led into having a pretty good uh, cycle so far, and it hasn't even really started. Kind of. I don't know. Who knows? But the thing is one thing I learned off last cycle because I was into coins, I was into NFTs, and I don't know why people like if they don't notice or they just I don't like they just get so emotional about this stuff. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? It's like this is of course it's gonna do like as soon as a fever pitch hits, you know what's gonna happen. I saw this over and over as a new blast cycle. It's like, you know, things would start to get to a fever pitch and I go, this is my last chance to get Bitcoin at these prices. And then what happens? Dump, dump, dump. And I never really understood, why things happen, the way they did. And I've figured out more because I've also started getting into, I've been studying it and I'm starting to experiment in leverage trading. And once you see that, then you know why things happen the way they do and why the number just can't keep going up. And they have, because the market moves more on liquidating leverage traders than it does on legitimate like movement of the market. And so when you know that, you know it's coming. They can't. They're going to keep doing this the whole fucking cycle. It's going to be fever pitch, and then they're going to wreck everyone. Fever pitch, wreck everyone, and it doesn't matter. Like that's the thing. Like none of it matters. When the big dump happens, you just fucking, if you have some powder on the side, you try to catch the bottoms of things. If you have nothing, you do nothing. That's it. It's so simple. Just have fun. Just look at your NFTs because those are probably worthless anyways. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I don't know. I love it here, and I don't like none of this shit ever phases me anymore. So apparently, on your third cycle, you get rich. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the rest of this bull market, and then like. There's always something here. This is so exciting. This space, like there are stars born every day. There's new opportunities. It's so exciting. I don't know. I'm just couldn't be more pumped. Everyone's like just crying around me, and I'm just having the best day.
That is so awesome. I feel like we were separated at birth, like you're my long lost sister or something, because I feel the exact same way. Like the emotionalism just is the worst enemy of an investor. And I mean, I use that word in quotes because so many people are fresh and don't really know anything or haven't been through any cycles. Like the first cycle I went through with my own money and got wrecked was like the financial crisis of the 2000s. And so I've seen it in the traditional markets, I've seen it in the crypto markets. And I mean, the truth is like you said, everything will shake out in the wash if you can just keep your mindset, you know. And at the end of the day, if you just look at the market on a longer term, if you just zoom out, like I think the biggest problem so many people face is that they're zoomed in on the moment, like Alex was saying, you know, like I was refreshing my crypto portfolio every hour and watching it fall, right? Like that's the worst thing you can do. Just zoom out, like make the chart bigger. What's the chart doing over time, right? That's where your peace of mind and your calmness can come from, you know. And that's why people like, you know, Buffett and some of these larger investors, they don't spend time in New York at the stock exchange because they don't care about the noise. They care about zooming out, getting away from all that so that they can have a calm mind and make good decisions. And if you can do that, I think one of the greatest assets, you know, you can have, especially in this market, being that it's the Wild West, is have the ability to do nothing for long periods of time. So like Julie was saying, like she did really well in the bear. I fucking killed it in the bear. Like I bought all of these tokens when they were destroyed. Like when FTX happened, you know, I was buying Sol at 8, you know, ETH at 800, Bitcoin in the teens, you know, like, and then what did I do? I didn't do anything. I just sat on it and I kept like, adding to those positions and I just added to those positions. And, you know, for 3 years, I ate shit. And now I can actually look at my portfolio and be proud of what I created. Right. So I think if you just zoom out and just have longer, that longer time horizon, everything will be okay. And for those of you guys who are really following the market, and you know that like all the alts are pretty much following Bitcoin, usually about 2 weeks behind. If you just do a search for Bitcoin stock to flow, like literally the way it's spelled, the way it sounds, Bitcoin stock to flow, and just watch the curve of the price of Bitcoin as it relates to the stock to flow line. And you'll see there's still quite a bit of upside expected. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's expected. And you know, these little shakeups in the market, for me, these are just buying opportunities. So I'd be paying attention.
Well, and if you don't, like again, if you don't have any powder sitting on the side, you can't really buy anything, so you just sit there. So, like, I think, the biggest problem with this, with investors in this space, because they see people making tons of money really quickly. And sometimes that happens to everyone if you're here long enough. But in reality, the best thing to do is just buy what you believe in and hold. Like, even this meme coin market, like I like to lay some advice on people who are here, if you're into that kind of thing. And that's simply just buy what you believe in and hold to profit or zero. It's it's too easy. Don't I've literally bought meme coins that sat there and did nothing for 6 months or more, and then all of a sudden they start to go. So it's to me, so that means buy with conviction. So don't just buy because someone said this or someone said that or whatever. Just buy it and hold it to profit or zero, because that's an investment. Like you invest and you hold. Like look at those dudes, that bought Doge like a couple cycles ago. And then how long did it take to get here? They're buying like that shit for nothing. Look at the people that, wrote XRP for all that time. It's like you know, this space is about patience. It moves fast, but you need to be patient and you need to like have vision. It's like, don't get caught up in the moment. Anyways, it's not like I'm giving speeches, but that's the truth.
100%, 100%. Yeah, keep on preaching, girl. I'm in your choir and I got your back. What's up, CQ? Looks like you came up, my friend.
Yeah, hey, how are we doing? Yeah, just come up to share some thoughts as well. I think it's, I think if you've been around a couple of Sorry, brain's gone. I started in 2021 or something. So I think if you've seen a couple of runs, then this is easier. But this past couple of days has probably been really hard for a lot of people. Like seeing, I haven't complete. I mean, alts have bled like 30% or something, whatever it is. But if you look at Bitcoin's actually still holding pretty well. So I think that's where we should be looking. Just some quick thoughts as well. I would say that like the whole buying dips thing, I think because we are now in a bull, I think most people would agree with that. I think buying dips is fine, but obviously when we're in a bear market, that's when buying dips is going to really kind of wreck you, because you just keep buying and buying on the way down. So I think definitely buying dips if you think we're in a bull and it's all going up and all the rest of it. But I think the other thing is just having a strategy for selling, because selling's, buying is kind of easy, but selling is really quite tricky. So a lot of people would say kind of to scale out, right? So you're not just selling it all in one tranche. So sell 25%, but set those sell orders, if you can, depending on if you're on a centralized exchange or a DEX or whatever. But yeah, that's the thing. It's some things have done, like even big tokens have done, the XRPs and the Cardanos from their bottoms have already done like 4x's or 5x's. So for me,
Is he gone silent, or that just me?
Yeah, I think I can't hear him either. CQ, I'm not sure if you can hear us, my friend, but you might have to cycle back around. It looks like I'm seeing a connecting.
Yeah, it sounds like you got rugged. Yeah, I wanted to say something about what he's saying as well, because you do have to be careful with dips. To me, it's like another thing I've learned too is, looking, like even now, like looking for good quality coins that haven't done their thing yet, and then just getting it and sitting there. There's, there's some coins that I feel like that, like about, like I kind of have, like I have some meme coins, but I always get the really, I'm not, I'm not into, and this is not financial advice because it's not good advice. But I'm not into the really big meme coins. I like the shitty, dirty little coins that are good and like really like micro caps. I enjoy that, and it works out sometimes. Like I'll watch certain things. Like of course you all know that I like K-pop, so that's a coin I'm into, and it's like you get rewarded for knowing your shit about coins. Like earlier in the cycle, K-pop was like kind of a little bit of a monster, and I think it made it up to like 18 million, or maybe even touched like higher. And then like all of a sudden there's like it just because then a lot of meme coins really lost their steam for a minute, and lots of them really lost it. Like, so, like for example, K-pop came down to, it was just sitting there doing nothing at about even 200K. And then they actually relaunched the coin because there was something wrong with the original contract, and it had a little pump, and then it came down to like seriously 50K. And I bought a few Solano there, and then it went up to 2.5 million. So you do the math. Like that's, to me, that's exciting. I love that kind of stuff. So, and that has to do with knowing the space and knowing what you're doing and investing what you believe in. What do you think about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's interesting because the meme coin market for me, and I say this all the time. So, if you're into meme coins, obviously crypto your way. Do crypto your way, buy what you want to buy. I'm not here to give anyone advice, but I tell everyone all the time that meme coins are trash. Like that's my blanket response. But the reason that I say that is because so many people are drawn into the market who have no experience and don't understand how these things move. And a lot of times, what you see, especially on the smaller cap meme coins, what's moving the market is like a group of 20 people in a Telegram channel who've decided to operate together as a unit. And unless you're part of that unit, you're going to get dumped on. So, like my blanket, my stock response is meme coins are trash. But obviously, if you know what you're doing and you're paying attention, you can make money on any market. It's just that so many people new to the space come in and they see the fake, sort of photoshopped wallet of someone who looks like they've made a bunch of money behind some anonymous account. They haven't shown you their losses. And if it's legit, maybe they're showing you their win. But I mean, unless you're following an account that shows you their entire trading history, you shouldn't listen to anyone. So as a general rule, I think if you're well connected and you feel like, in a sort of a win-lose relationship, it's okay for you to dump on people coming in, go for it. If you're in a larger cap space where there's actually a market that's trading where people are, begging against one another and making money, cool, do that as well. But just for newer people, I always say, avoid it completely, stick with the majors. But for those of you guys who've been around for a few years and know what's going on, obviously, you can do quite well. So that's kind of that's kind of my viewpoint on it. What are your thoughts there?
Well, I think I think if you are established and you have money, well, it's easy to say stick to the majors. But the only way you're going to get like a 50x is by swimming in the dirty little, filthy meme coin market. So, I hear you. And I just want to say something else about meme coins because I think okay, because, it's like, I feel like it's a market discovering itself. And the thing is you know, and the attitude you have is like shared by people that I know, and they've softened on that. I'll say this. I mean, Bitcoin's a meme coin. I mean, it really is. It's they're all just belief systems. But the thing about with meme coins is you can get these like micro communities or cults. I know it's an overused word now, but it is true. And the cool thing about it is I don't think we've really seen what it's all going to become. And I think meme coins are amazing for basically taking back, like it's like essentially like running little governments that just print their own money. And of course, like there's tons of corruption and there's that's why I'll always say, when it comes to meme coins, it's well, one, you have to get really good at taking profits. You have to when the number goes up and you feel good, you need to be taking profits aggressively. That's the hardest thing to do because you think, oh, if I just hold, I'm gonna, make it to millions. That all really depends on where you are. Like, the type of coins I buy, I've learned the hard way that, you know, my little coins are not going to billions. They're lucky. I've started seeing the targets that they hit. But I'll just say this: I really do believe that there is something really important about meme coins. I don't, I mean, really, like even last cycle, like all these altcoins, they were just meme coins because they did nothing. It was just these teams that said they were going to do this and they're going to do that and it's going to do this, and it didn't do any of it. They just made promises and nothing happened. So I don't know. There's almost more strength to some meme coins than some altcoins, especially if they don't really do anything yet, and just make promises. I don't know. I think that there's something really important about the meme culture, and I think it's about um, community-based economies and different sort of groups and of course there's all different kinds of players within those systems, and it's scary because I always say this, like, for example, when meme coins are riding high or even, high market cap meme coins, like I'll just pick one, doesn't matter. I'll just say PopCat. I don't follow it. I don't even own any of it. That's not my style. See, I like the dirty little coins better because to me, if you're going to be into the PopCats, you may as well buy something. You may as well buy something like a major, like Archer is talking about, but I do believe the meme coin culture is here to stay, And I do think that there's something really important about it. And I don't think we've seen exactly, how it's all going to play out yet. Okay, so what do you think about that?
I agree with you largely, and I think that the difference between a meme coin and the meme of understanding that there's a like a value proposition are two different things. So, for example, in the real world, I think it's in the Northeast in the States. There's a festival. It's called Freedom Fest, and this like a bunch of libertarians get together and they do their thing. They have their speakers, and when you arrive at Freedom Fest, you can trade your fiat money for like whatever token that they're trading on the grounds at Freedom Fest, right? So this community came together and said, well, we're not going to deal in fiat cash. We're going to deal in our own token because we don't believe that, the central bank or the Federal Reserve should have sovereignty over, the medium of exchange. Okay, cool. So they're united behind that meme and then they're exercising that in that moment in that space. And I really think that's very, very cool. But the thing is, like the on ramp and the off ramp exists from fiat to whatever token they're using, and then back, and then they're trading those tokens for some predetermined agreed upon value proposition at a stand or for food or for what have you, right? And so there's definitely value in a community coming together and having an idea behind a thing. That's never going to go away. But if I say like I love your expression, like the dirty little meme coins. I've never really thought of it that way, but that's a beautiful description. Like if you take like dirty little meme coin X, right? Like Jason's monkey coin or whatever, right? Like here's Jason's monkey coin over here, and we compare that to Bitcoin, right? Like yeah, there's a meme that's floating around the world that says Bitcoin is a store of value, and I can put my fiat in the store of value, and I should be able to pull it back, or at least defend against inflation in some way, shape, or form by putting my fiat there, right? The same is not true if I'm using Jason's dirty little monkey coin or whatever it's called, right? So, like on some level, the memification of the idea and its implementation are separated, and the difference is work. So in Bitcoin, the proof of work algorithm tells us that thousands and thousands and thousands of processor cycles and dollars and human ingenuity and all this energy and effort went into creating this block, and whoever solves this block gets the reward. Whereas, Jason's dirty little monkey coin over here is just something that Jason decided he wanted to create and throw out to the rest of the world, right? So backing, I think, becomes the question there. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? And we'll get CQ, and want to say what's up to Brady. Looks like you got a new PFP, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Love to have you come up and say hello and see what's going on in your world. But yeah, back over to you, Jillian.
Well, I mean, I absolutely agree with you. Like, of course, Bitcoin is, the gold standard, and it is what it is. But as you've seen, it's like you can't come into crypto and get rich off Bitcoin in a cycle, and I think that's where the thing is, and so that's what attracts people to this, and so it's kind of a casino, and so yeah, like if you're talking about storing value, of course, I want to store value in Bitcoin as opposed to Jason's little dirty monkey coin, but
Come on, man. Buy my coin. Buy my coin.
anyways, over to CK. What do you got? Or CQ?
Hey, how you doing? I like Julie's point about belief systems. I think that's true, but I kind of would then say that some beliefs kind of die quicker than others. So I think everything's just something that people have bought into, like a concept. Like fiat money, right? So I'm not convinced that meme coins are here for the long term. I mean, we can say that communities are here, but around meme coins, I don't know. Like, if you think last cycle, the big thing was metaverse, right? So we had Decentraland, and we had, Facebook came out and did a meta thing, and the whole market just went bananas. And like Decentraland did a 5x within, whatever it was, a month. And now no one talks about the metaverse, and no doubt that will come back at some point in some other kind of form. So I'm not saying it's gone forever, but it's kind of got some, cyclicality to it or whatever. And of course, then, but Bitcoin remains, Ethereum remains, and some of these, big tokens remain. I think, like Julie says, it's like people are looking for. It's kind of funny because you're like, in any other market. Oh, I think I'm cutting out again. Let's try that. If in any other market, it's like you.
He just gets good and then it goes dark.
I know, I'm so disappointed.
Are you back, CQ? No, it looks like you're dead. Okay, so I have to say one thing that CQ is wrong about. Meme coins are already here to stay, like Dogecoin, first one, Shiba, Pepe, whatever. I mean, yeah, they're huge market cap ones, but they're still meme coins. So they're here to stay. It just means like the 10 jillion other ones, could die off. But that's no different than NFTs. I mean, that's the same thing. Most of those are going to die, and it's the first movers or the ones that really grab the culture by the whatever. But anyways, you're back. Go ahead.
CQ, you back, brother?
Yeah, he needs to request the mic. I'll just invite him as a speaker.
Cool
Yeah,
dude, cool
good.
dude.
Sorry, man. Am I back?
We got you, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, no, that's a really good point, actually. And I hold Doge and what have you, and yeah, that's kind of weathered the storms, and it's kind of up there, isn't it? And I mean, again, Doge is a funny one because Doge kind of has utility, right? So now we've got, I mentioned this last time, it's got like DRC20 tokens, it's got Doginals on it. So I don't know, maybe you could argue that a lot of those, not a lot, but some of the ones that are here, the long term, have now, and this is kind of the debate we always come back to, have got like, inverted commas utility. But then maybe others don't, like Bonk and Pepe. I don't know. I haven't kept up with them so much, but I don't suppose they've got anything other than the culture kind of thing. So yeah, it's really interesting. But I mean, I've been surprised by the absolute fascination with meme coins have just been. I didn't see that coming. I'll be honest. I mean, I've jumped in and I've played with a few things. It's not really a big thing for me because I just like find them like it's just stressful, man. So it's kind of like it's not been a big play for me. But again, I think if you're doing it, it's like have a balanced portfolio. I know it's kind of boring and whatever, but it's like only risk like 10% of your portfolio on meme coins. That kind of thing. And yeah, if you're significantly up, then sell a portion, just kind of basic investment stuff.
Yeah,
that's a good.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll go after you.
No, I was just gonna simply say that Doge, but Doge just started off as a meme coin, and so they developed into something else, and really any coin that got powerful or a meme coin can reinvent itself and do whatever. Because I mean, what wasn't Doge just a fork of Litecoin or something like that? Like it wasn't anything. It was just I don't know, but yeah, okay. And I'm gonna say like it's I'm talking about meme coins. It's like I don't have one like high cap meme coin. Like the highest cap meme coin I have is Puss. No, actually, that's not true. The highest cap meme coin I have is Fame, and Fame is actually a DN404, so it's an NFT. I'm not here to show that. It's just it's because Puss was up to 2 or 3 million for a minute, and then it just got wrecked with all my other micro cap coins. But it was up to 2 or 3 million, and it's an amazing community. I'm not trying to shill anyone. Don't buy it. But no, and then I remember like no, because like yeah, Fame was almost up to 600K. Fame is okay. I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna shill, but I'm gonna say this. Fame is the most amazing project ever created in this space. And I'm not just saying that, it's because this is why. And because if you like NFTs, I'm just going to say this about it. Why it's so great is because with all other NFT projects, you give your mint money to someone and then that mint money is gone. Okay, it's gone. With Fame, you mint your token and then that mint money liquidity backs your piece of art. And then every other piece of art bought after it adds to your liquidity. And then we also have a full-time dev, moving our token onto like Equalizer and creating wealth with our liquidity to become part of the DAO that your token in there is it will be involved in a DAO if you so like. So I'm sorry, it's incredible. I'll leave it there. I'm not gonna. It just I'm when you get excited about your own shit, it's just like it's seriously, it's the best thing ever. But anyways,
No, that's awesome. Like, I mean, honestly, listen, if you're doing anything in the space, you have to be the first, most, and highest believer in what you're doing. You have to. It's just the way it is. I mean, there's so much happening in the space, and I do want to come back to that because there is something there that I think we should explore. But I just want to say this on these sort of, I guess you'd say upper echelon meme coins like Doge or Shiba, for example, right? Two of the most well-known ones. Like, if you look at how they got to be where they were, you know, like Doge didn't get to be where it was because it was Doge. It got to be where it was because, somebody like Elon with 200 million followers got behind it and said, oh, there's something here. And a tremendous amount of attention went into that space. So much so that the founder and the creator of the tokens basically like, this is garbage, don't buy it. It's just like sour grapes, don't buy it. I sold all mine kind of a thing. And the same thing with Shiba. Like, the way that Shiba was built was basically half the token supply was sent to Vitalik in a very public way. And this was done to just add status to the token to make it seem like he was part of the project. And people jumped on the bandwagon and it was all the rage for, 2 or 3 months in a news cycle. And the next thing you know, more and more people held it. And it's been around a while now. It's got, its own NFT project and it's building a metaverse and all the rest of it. But a lot of what we're assigning value to is we're assigning value to the status associated with the people associated with the token. So it's like this chain of custody of like, I guess you'd say status or value transference, if you will. And that's not really something that's sustainable long term. I mean, maybe Doge is here forever, maybe Shiba is here forever, but the question is like, is it worth a penny? Is it worth $1? Is it worth fractions of pennies? Like, there's really no way of knowing. And if I compare like Jason's shitty little monkey coin to like what you guys are doing with Fame, like even there, that's like a huge chasm of difference, right? So the DN 404 standard is super, super cool in that, you are tying liquidity to a piece of artwork by default, which is absolutely amazing. And I think that that does separate this idea of what Fame is doing from, Jason's shitty little monkey coin over here in the corner, right? And so again, we're not really comparing apples to apples when we're looking at these things or looking at the circumstances. But I would just challenge everyone to consider the fact that in a space like X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, or a space like tech, one of the things that people are drawn to most is first mover advantage. So like if I look at CryptoPunks, which is, credited as being the first NFT project, right? If I look at that artwork, I hate it. There's nothing to like about it. I'm not a big fan of pixel art anyway, but then when I look at that, I'm like, why would anyone even care? But the reason people care is because they did something new and fresh that hadn't been done, or at least hadn't been done on that scale. And it's first, and there's a story associated with it. So when I'm buying a CryptoPunk, I'm buying the story. So, we got Brady on here from Stargaze, like sloths, same thing. Like there's all these first mover advantage collections that aren't doing a whole lot outside of being first. And there's now a story associated with what they've created. Same thing on ETH, like Jillian Y'all's project, when you've got, the first female PFP, like there's a story associated with that I'm buying. You know, with us, the story is quality, and we're building into that story every time that we wake up and we put out content. So, I mean, we're not just buying the thing, you know, we're buying the story of the thing or who's associated with the story of the thing. And I think that's something that we should all always consider when we're talking about price. CQ, over to you, buddy.
Yeah, no, I was going to say is I don't know if I think I cut out when I was talking about this, but I just remembered it was that like in any other kind of market, if you like. I mean, people are into crypto for different reasons, but if we just talk about the price go up and appreciation and whatnot and kind of making money, then like I think the biggest danger is that people are chasing these 20x's and stuff, because in any other market, if your investment went up like 4x, you'd be over the moon, right? Like, but out here people are chasing 10 and 20x's and all this kind of stuff, and that's the thing that's going to get people round tripping, and I just think that's the danger. So it's just kind of tempering the kind of fever of all this kind of stuff, and obviously what we've just seen the past couple of days, that you feel it, right? So I think that's kind of just a reminder that and people can obviously people will go, seasoned people might just go, oh well, that's all part of the thing and it's flushing out and it's a reset, and like Julie was saying, all the leverage and what have you. But like it's not easy to watch your portfolio like take a 25-30% hit, and then you're like, oh, I should have sold then. But when it goes back to those prices, are you going to sell then? Like, so we're just back to the kind of selling strategy. But yeah, I just think like be grateful. It's the whole thing of if you can get out of the market in this cycle and you're in good profit, then you've kind of won. But that obviously is aside from all the other stuff that we're here for as well. Like I'm majorly into NFTs and I love NFTs, and without, I don't know, man, would I be into crypto without NFTs? I started with I tried to start with NFTs. I've told you that story before, but like there's a lot of cool stuff going on out here, and but obviously number go up stuff obviously gets the most attention, and I get that, and I'm here to make money as well. But there's a lot of other cool stuff happening. So yeah.
I just gotta say, I love NFTs, and I think they're like the end game in some respects because, I think everything's moving to digital, and so then you have digital currency, and then you need to buy something with that digital asset, and it's like that's bling, and so it's like, so Jason, you're talking about CryptoPunks. Well, it's a flex. I mean, that's everything's a flex. So that's a flex. And yeah, that's again, I'm gonna sound like I'm shilling, but whatever. I guess I'm here to also show the piece of art tomorrow and how important that drop is. It's like if you're here, and you have a chance to mint that piece, again, I'm biased, but it's a big deal because the Fame Ladies are the first all-female generative PFP project, and Fame is the first all-female one-of-one DN404 on the blockchain. And this is the first piece of art ever released out of any of that ecosystem. And it very well could be the last, because I have a lot of work to do with Fame. And, I really, I met with these two guys and I liked them right away. And other people who have worked with them said they were awesome. And so, and and I'm also here to reach out and make my circle bigger by being here and being with you all, so you know what I'm doing and what we're about. And if you like females and females that are in this space trying to do something, you want to look at us because even right now, again, whatever. It's not a show. It's just the truth. It's like, there's all these projects. Even let's say World of Women, and it's a fine project, but it's minted after us, and the art isn't as good. I'm sorry, it isn't. And unless you like it, and if you like it better, that's fine. You can like it better. But the Fame Ladies are badasses, and they've been controlled and protected by a group of real ladies. And we've been building in this space since 2021, and we've been through 2 rugs, and we're still protecting this legacy. And right now, you can go get, a Fame Lady for like a nice one, because, all these bigger holders who are just men exiting the space on us, and I'm happy about it. There's a bigger collection right now, bigger collectors selling off And the Fame Ladies go outside, you go by there, you go wrap into our collection. But they've held on since mint, which was July 12th, 2021. And now they're selling for, I don't know, about half a mint. And there's some really beautiful assets in there. But like, and now we're talking about investing again. Like, I'm not here to make a quick flip. Like I promise you, by the time we're done, the Fame Ladies are going. You're going to hear this, and you're going to go. I could have bought a Fame Lady back then. She was talking about it. They were $100. I could maybe snuck one out for $50, $70, and she was talking about them. And like, you know, I didn't realize that, all their secondary sales went to fight, child trafficking. I didn't realize how they were, trailblazing and the deepness of how important that was. And I missed out. Like they were talking about it. I could have went and bought like 20, 100 and had life-changing generational wealth for me and my family. That is what the families are going to be in 20 years. Guaranteed, because there has to be the next CryptoPunks. And like what? Like that, it's, females have not even entered this space in the numbers that they will. And like people are all about nostalgia, and there's going to be digital nostalgia and digital collectibles and rookie cards within NFTs. Anyways, I love NFTs, and so that's what I have to say about that. Sorry.
No, no, definitely don't apologize. It's so refreshing to listen to you speak because I mean, this is kind of silly, but I've said a lot of what you're saying in the past. And I think there's a huge, huge challenge and chasm that we face in trying to put anything out on X behind anonymous PFPs a lot of times, And, what you were talking about there with the story behind the brand, right? The story makes the brand, and it's so hard to communicate your entire story in a post on X or get it in front of the right people. And so, showing up every day and being consistent with what you're doing and putting in the work, it's like the post you put out the other day that was talking about, human agency. Like we all wake up and we have a choice in what we're going to put forth and create. And, I think one of the reasons that, aside from being drawn to the artwork, because Alex and I are huge into really high quality art, which was the reason that I reached out to you to begin with. But when we began the conversation, like I felt an instant kinship. And because of that, I want to continue to put you on, right? So like I want to put you on, and I know that will come back on us in the future as goodwill. So we're putting goodwill into the space because we want the space to grow and we want quality projects to continue to get spotlighted. And that's all that we want to do because ultimately we want to build that into our reputation and our story. And how we all communicate that on X becomes the challenge. So whether that becomes for Goodfellas, it'll probably evolve into a lot of video storytelling and paid ads because ultimately we want to onboard the masses. And we're not going to onboard the masses, doing what we've been doing in Web3. It just doesn't work because basically you've got the same 500 people going from project to project to project to project. What we need to do is expand the marketplace. And so when we're talking about meme coins and we're talking about quality art, and we're talking about, building a value system and standing behind your reputation, our constant thought process with Goodfellas is we do these things because it's good for the broader market and it helps us all grow. So working with quality artists, working with quality coders, doing quality work, all of these things create a trust that you're not going to find in a lot of different projects. And so it's up to us to figure out a good way to communicate that. And so, the fact that we're able to do this collaboration means the world to me. Like the piece that you created is absolutely beautiful. We're excited to host this and to bring it bring it into being tomorrow. And we're going to continue to find artists who feel as passionately as you do about what you do and continue to put them on and continue to push this narrative because ultimately that's what makes the market grow. That's what expands Web3. It's doing quality work, not quantity work. So I really appreciate you. And I just want to communicate that here. And in the vein of that, it looks like Brady came up. Jilly, Brady is someone that you should know. Brady is a big wig over at Stargaze. He basically does a lot of work with artists there. And in fact, we've got an art DAO that he and another creator named Maria run. And I think if you guys haven't connected, it'd be a great connection because there's some things that we could probably collaborate on there and put some quality into the marketplace in and around. So having said that, I'll shut up and say what's up to Brady, man. How you doing?
Hey, Jason. Big wig. What the hell are you talking about? Uh, I don't agree with that description. I wanted to say, Jason, you were talking about how in this space, if you create something, you need to be its first advocate, its strongest advocate, its highest conviction advocate. So I don't think it's fair for you to keep talking about Jason's shitty little monkey token. I think you need to have more conviction in your hypothetical shitty meme coin.
I'll get right on that, man.
Yeah, come on, don't speak down to your projects. Yeah, no, it's good to catch up. Just kind of like finishing, you know what I mean? Going into sort of maintenance mode for the next week. Obviously, still, you can never like be fully off work in Web3, but you know, taking some time and kind of going into part time next week. So I'm just kind of relaxing today and trying to get into the holiday mode, you know. So I wanted to hop up and say hi and take the opportunity to kind of wish you well and you know much appreciation for getting to know you over the past 6 months or so and all that stuff. So just wanted to say hi, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. And I really have to send you some love and just a huge thank you. I mean, so many people in the space are unresponsive, sort of half committed. I mean, Brady's a guy that helped us onboard our female collection to Stargaze. And I mean, I'm messaging this guy like all hours of the night. He's responsive. He's jumping on video calls with me. He's helping me get all my questions answered. So when we're talking about doing quality work, guys, like, you know, I think it starts with the people. And Brady exemplified that for Stargaze. And because of that, we have a new appreciation for Stargaze. So, brother, I just want to say much love to you and I appreciate you. And I'm sending you all the best for the holidays, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. I guess, I mean, sorry, I you know, just saying thank you. I don't know if that's a good contribution to the discussion because you guys were actually discussing things of substance, but not just derailing, but you know, just saying hi. I'm sure Florin has something more important to contribute, but that's all I really wanted to say, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no worries, brother. No worries. I mean, I think, you know, gratitude is certainly very meaningful. So, we'll toss it over to Florin, brother. You came up, and then we'll talk a little bit about Jilly's drop tomorrow. We're super stoked for that, and we'll get on with the weekend.
Hey everybody. I don't have anything important to say. I just wanted to make myself available to talk about art. The one thing I'll say, I came in a little late. I was listening to Jilly, just being bullish about her own project, which you know, it's a breath of fresh air. I think people who have like set super high standards for themselves and have high expectations for the work that they put out is really exciting. I think that you know there's too much negativity out there, and just like popping into spaces where someone's just being abundantly bullish about their own project is just hyping me up and making me feel all the feels. So I wanted to say that's literally why why I grabbed the mic, because I just wanted to say that I enjoyed hearing that. But yeah, what are we talking about right now besides that?
For sure, man. For sure. That's awesome. Appreciate you sharing that. I'm sure Jilly can respond. Yeah, tomorrow we're doing another drop with our Goodfellas Artist Incubator collection. And we're doing a collab with Jilly. She's created a piece for us. And for those of you guys who've been around, you know, the way that we do this is we try to mimic what happens in an art gallery. And so if Jilly were at a real life art gallery, creating a piece of work and numbering and signing her prints, that's exactly what we're doing tomorrow with a limited number of 21. And number 21 actually bears her signature. And if you mint that one, you'll get all your mint funds back. So that's what's going on for us tomorrow. I think it goes off at 6 p.m. UTC, if I remember correctly, on Solana. And so we're stoked to add her piece to our collection. And we're going to attach a few little bonuses that we'll announce later. But that's the next little piece we're going to jump into. So maybe, Jilly, if you want to say anything else about that piece of work, I know it has a lot of meaning and there's a lot of symbolism associated with it. I'll just toss the mic back over to you.
I mean, it's, I spent a lot of time on it, and, I am not only bullish on everything that we're doing and I'm doing and the society is doing, but I'm really also super bullish on this art style because I think we're going to change the way art is looked at and how it is created within this space because I think okay, I need to be gentle here. I think the space has a lot, because I see this now because it's like people are seeing our art and they know what it is. They know it is what it is. It's great, and so now I'm seeing a lot of artists saying, oh, like art is hand drawn, and to me it's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the space is flooded with everything from, great to pretty average hand drawn art that just looks like cartoons. And that's fine. But, you know, there's always things that come through and start to just break the mold of what it was. And that's what this is. And that's what this art style is. And and um and so this is the first piece that's going to be released outside of our collection, and it's it's as good as any piece within the collection. It may be better, but it's definitely more rare and more original. And the way these gentlemen are presenting it, I think, is fabulous. And like, I'm going to make sure that whoever collects this piece is going to be very happy about this. One right now, because the feeling of ownership and collecting, but I'm going to make sure that that we leave our mark on this space, the Fame Ladies, and I'm going to make sure that this piece is special to you now, in 10 years, in 20 years, and you will be leaving it to people because it's going to be that important. So I would urge, if you have the chance to take a chance at minting this, I would do that personally.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. The piece is fabulous. The surprise has already been ruined for myself and Alex. Obviously, we've already seen it, so we know what's going out. We'll definitely be minting along with the community. It's everyone has the same fair shake at getting a copy. There's obviously a much longer allow list than there are pieces. The pieces are limited to 21. But we always think in abundance. There are certain people who want certain things, and we can trade around and give what we need to every single person who wants to participate. It'll be available in some way, shape, or form. And the work that you've done and the meaning that you assign to it, that we dove deeper into on the last spaces, much appreciated. And so I just want to give you all the flowers for making sure that you put so much of yourself and so much of the community into what you do. It's definitely a breath of fresh air. That said,
I'll just say one more thing about it. I mean, it is
yeah, go ahead.
literally, I just want to say one last thing about it. It's literally a sigil magic spell in itself. That's what I can say about it. You'll see symbolism all over it, and it's literally a sigil magic spell. So it's a big deal. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. I appreciate you taking the time to explain. And that said, we're gonna get out of here in just a couple minutes. We've got some updates happening in the community. I've been working night and day with the dev over here, getting our proprietary staking platform finalized. We've got it up in test. We should have that ready to rock pretty soon. Tomorrow's drop goes off at 6 p.m. UTC on Solana. If you'd like to get allow listed for that, jump in Discord and just drop a request. Obviously, if you're boss, you're already on the list. And if you're one of Jilly's collectors and you've already submitted, we've got you taken care of. We'll send out an updated allow list so everyone knows where they stand. And that said, we'll go around the room and just see if anyone has any final thoughts, and we'll get on with the weekend and an awesome mint tomorrow. So CQ, what do you got for us, brother?
Yeah, just to say, appreciate this this space that you hold regularly, and look forward to the next one. It's Christmas next week, so happy Christmas to those who celebrate, man. Can't believe that's here already. So yeah, thanks a lot.
And to you, brother. Hope you have a fantastic Christmas holiday season, my friend. Flarn, over to you, brother. For those of you guys who don't know Flarn, he's doing a lot on Stargaze. This guy's amazing. He's doing code, he's doing art. He's extremely committed to his project, and I think he, saw that in you, Jilly, when what he was saying earlier. So, game recognizes game, as they say. So, Flarn, how are you doing, brother? You looking forward to a good Christmas?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be a nice Christmas with my family, and yeah, I'm excited to kind of revisit some of my goals from 2024 and see where I can, shift them to 2025 and refocus my efforts with art. I've been working on a collection for a really long time. I started it back in 2023, and it's kind of like going to be like what I hope to be like my flagship or like magnum opus kind of collection that culminates in a physical book. And I feel like 2025, my goal is to make a ton of progress on that, probably not to finish it, because I don't think that it's going to be ready to be finished. I don't think I've developed the skills that I need to realize it in the form that it needs to be realized in. But each of the collections that I've released are sort of different in different ways, and those various new things that I've learned while deploying these collections all are going to culminate in this very kind of Web3 digital matter theory focused collection called Towers that I've been working on. And I just released a collection last week that I'm updating all the metadata for to improve the user experience on it. It's 100% like X NFT, so the images that you see are rendered by your browser, and it's just a whole bunch of code that makes these stars appear. And yeah, it's called Star Seizures. It's on Stargaze, and yeah, I'm looking forward to 2025, and I really appreciate every week I get a chance to kind of come up here and talk about art and talk about stuff I'm interested in. So cheers everyone.
Love that, brother. Appreciate you being here and appreciate the hard work that you're always putting in. Again, the passion that you have for what you're doing, brother, is refreshing. And yeah, you mentioned DMT. We're going to have to do another space on DMT. This is a super, super cool thing. And my brain is already running all the different scenarios where we could have like a DMT project that mixed with some sort of DN404. That would be just absolutely insane. I'm not sure how we could pull that off, but I'm sure there is a way to do it. It would be absolutely magical. And that said, we'll take a tour up to Canada. Brady, how you doing, brother? What you got planned for Christmas? I know you're going to be taking some time off. Do you guys do anything special?
Just relaxing, watching like the government implode. I'm staying at home for Christmas. We got duck this year. We meant to buy 2 ducks to do, but we got 1 duck and 1 goose. I haven't cooked a Christmas goose before, so that's gonna be a new one. I'm excited for it. We'll see how it goes. No, I got a lot of gratitude. I started at Stargaze on January 1st, 2024. So it's like my 1-year anniversary over the next couple weeks. And then other than that, yeah, I don't know, trying to take some downtime and just kind of, I don't know, wander around, look at stuff, let the mind clear out. You know what I mean? I don't know, walk as much as possible. I think that's it. And nothing exciting.
I love it, brother. I mean, that has to be probably one of the most Canadian answers I've ever heard, with the goose and the duck. You're going hard on the Canadian thing, huh?
Actually, sorry, one thing I'm really excited for. We haven't had snowfall yet where I am, but in Vancouver here, people really don't know how to drive in the snow. A lot of people don't have winter tires, so you get so many cars stuck in the snow. And I love stopping when someone's stuck, getting out, giving them a push. It's one of my favorite experiences in the world. And just helping people dig their cars out of the snow. So that's going to be good fun. It'll happen at some point in the next couple weeks, and I'm looking forward to those moments.
Well, brother, I hope you get to experience as many of those moments as you want to. It sounds like a fantastic thing. It always feels good to help people, brother. All the best for a Merry Christmas up your way, my friend. Miss Jilly, over to you.
Well, I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And, I'm just really grateful and feel privileged to be, a part of this with you all and experience this moment tomorrow. And just want to tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you and everyone who decides to take part in this moment. It comes from the heart. So
Awesome. Well, that's it, guys. We'll start closing it out. Alex, I'll turn it over to you here in just a moment, but I just want to, again, echo those sentiments. I am super grateful for everyone here on this call. Have had the opportunity to speak with or get to know at least pretty much, I think, every single person here. And if you guys aren't following one another, these are definitely quality people. Give each other a follow, support one another in what you're building and what you want to create. And let's go into 2025 with a plan to continue to grow and create, guys. So Merry Christmas, and that's all for me. I'll turn it over to Alex.
Yeah, all right, man. I can actually just repeat what you said. Thank you, everyone, for being here again. Thank you, everyone, to everyone who has been with us throughout the year. We're trying to close it out strong with Jilly's piece. There may be one or another surprise towards the end of the year. And yeah, I'm looking forward to speak to you guys next week. I hope all of you have a great Christmas, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.